Hey, what's up, everybody? This is the undeniable, unfiltered, unbiased Gridiron Gilly Show, and I'm your host, Gridiron Gilly, and I want to talk about college football. On this specific video, I'm not doing separate videos. I'm putting everything on this video, and I'm doing that because I'm doing three games, okay? So this is why I'm doing that. I'm doing three games: Texas at Michigan, Arkansas at Oklahoma State, and then Tennessee versus NC State. Texas and Michigan, I broke down pretty thoroughly. I feel like I think I did a good job on it. I looked at everything from what they had to what they have now to what they did last week to what I think they're going to do this week. And I think my prediction is going to be pretty accurate. However, Arkansas, Oklahoma State, and Tennessee, NC State, I just shot from the hip. I'm going to be honest with you. I looked at what they have, I looked at what they did last week, and I said, okay, I think this is enough for me to be able to make an unbiased opinion and pick and give that information to you. So, without further ado, let's talk about last week in particular, though. Last week, I made some bad picks and I made some good picks. Um, but last week, here's my little board right here. I've made a bunch of notes on it. There's three winners from last week I want to talk about. Winner number one, USC and their defense. My God, those guys, I did not expect that. You could have asked me how that USC LSU game was going to go, and I would have told you 10 different things, and none of those things would have been what actually happened. Um, I didn't know USC could even play defense. I didn't know they played defense on the West Coast. When did that ever become a thing? Because LSU's offense wasn't terrible. They played pretty good, I feel like, um, especially after losing a Heisman quarterback. Um, Pretty sure LSU um, is in the same boat they were last year, though. They're going to have a great offense, not so great defense. But shout out USC for playing good defense against LSU. Number two winner, Cam Ward and the Miami Hurricanes. All I heard this past few weeks, whenever I started researching, was that Cam Ward is a Washington State transfer and he's never played in the South before, specifically the Southeastern Conference. And the Gators were just going to rattle him early and often, and that he was going to have a terrible game. He was not ready for what the swamp had to offer. And as you saw, when Miami straight up obliterated Florida, the critics were wrong. Cam Ward, he looked chill. He looked poised. He looked like he was out there slinging the rock with his buddies at recess. So shout out that dude. He could be a Heisman candidate. I'm not buying into to Miami stock yet, just because um, I know what they've done in the past, and that is let me down. So I'm still a fan. I still like those guys. I still support them, but I also know my heart's been broke too many times. So I'm gonna support from afar. And when they win, hooray! When they lose, hey, I saw it coming. Number three, a winner, Notre Dame. Their defense, not their offense, their defense, because their defense pretty daggone good. They got a good secondary, good defensive backs, everything, whole 9 yards. But also, A&M's quarterback is garbage, so he might be the reason why Notre Dame looks so good. I guess we'll have to see moving forward. But yeah, shout out Notre Dame's defense. My losers, number one, Florida. They suck. Everyone's a loser. Head coach, offense, defense, kicker, punter, long snapper. Everybody is a loser. Um, and I don't mean that in a derogatory sense, like they're actual losers. I just meant they are losers from week one. They just did terrible. And they honestly made Miami look better than what they are because I think Miami's good and I think they could be great. But Florida made Miami look better than what they are. I'll just leave it at that. Number two loser, Connor Wigman. He honestly should be number one because that was pitiful what that guy did. Threw some picks or a pick, I don't really know. I don't remember. Um, Overthrew some dudes, underthrew some dudes. Literally did everything you could possibly do to help A&M lose that ball game. So that dude sucks. He's garbage. Number three loser, Florida State and their quarterback situation. I started buying into the DJU stock because I heard all the chirping, I heard all the noise, and I was like, hey, this guy might be the dude for Florida State. He might be picking up where they left off last year. And I should have known better because this is his third program he's been on. He was on Clemson, Oregon State, and now Florida State. Should have known he wasn't that great because if he was, why transfer that many times? Um, Florida State's 0-2. Gotta love it if you're a Miami fan, though. So take that however you want. Number four loser, LSU. Their defense only, though, not their offense, because their offense, pretty scrappy. Defense, in the same boat they were last year, needs some work, and it's Brian Kelly's fault. Um, that dude made me mad the other day with his comments, but I mean, he's really the problem. He is the problem. Number five loser, Clemson. They lost to Georgia, got smacked by Georgia. Don't worry about it though, Dabo, because it's going to happen to everybody on Georgia's schedule this year, besides probably three teams. Um, but yeah, only reason Clemson is a loser is because they refuse to use the portal to their advantage. My number six loser. This is my final loser, and this team actually won their game, but they're a loser in my book because they almost lost. They have no run defense whatsoever, and the team that they almost lost to is not even an FBS team, and that team is Colorado. Shout out Travis Hunter. Shout out everybody on that team with the last name Sanders. And if you're not, last name's not Hunter or Sanders, I don't know you, and you need to pick your game up because it's not looking good for you if you're a Colorado Buffalo fan. I think they're going to go into Lincoln, Nebraska this weekend and lose. I think Dylan Raiola is going to throw all over that defense. Just keep it away from Travis Hunter. Anyways, that's besides the point. I'm not predicting that game. The game I am predicting, though, is Texas at Michigan. Who does Texas got? They got um, Quinn Ewers. They got that dude. Let me see. I did take notes, by the way. So, they got that dude Jaden Blue, and they got that dude Isaiah Bond. I think those guys will be playmakers this week, specifically this week alone. The Texas Michigan game. Texas lost Byron Murphy in the draft, T'Vondre Sweat, Xavier Worthy, Adonai Mitchell, Jonathan Brooks. A lot of good playmakers. Their run defense pretty damn good last year. Their pass defense not so much. Michigan, they only allowed 10 points a game last year. They were fifth in run defense, second in pass defense, and first in total yards. They sent 13 dudes to the league, so it's obviously not going to be those same statistics going into this season. And when I look at it, dude, this is all I'm saying. What Texas has on offense is Scott Van Pelt. I'm watching right now, ESPN. He's talking about it right now. See if we have the same idea. What Texas has on offense is better than what Michigan has on defense. And what Michigan has on offense is not better than what Texas has on defense. If Michigan wants to win this game, brother, they're going to have to throw the football and throw it effectively. They're going to have to get that tight end, the Colston Loveland. He's going to have a game. They can't be one dimensional. They can't run the football because if they try to run the football on Texas and only run the football on Texas, gonna be a lot of sad fans in Ann Arbor walking back to their dorms because they're gonna lose, and I think they're gonna lose anyways, regardless if they pass or run. I picked Texas over Michigan, 32-20. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Or is it? Let me see. Oh yeah, they lost Jim Harbaugh too. That's a huge loss. Arkansas at Oklahoma State. There's not much I need to do here. Oklahoma State, they have Allen Bowman at quarterback. He's not bad. They got Ollie Gordon at running back. He's like the best in the country. And they still have no defense. Uh, Colin Oliver, he's a pretty good linebacker, but other than that, I think they still give up too many points on defense to. I mean, they'll win games, but when it comes to the games that matter, um, they're not good defensively. So Arkansas, they're a mediocre SEC school. They suck. Their quarterback transferred to UCF, so Arkansas got this dude from. If you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm looking on my laptop at this game. So Arkansas has this dude Taylon Green, transfer from Boise State. The Arkansas just beat Arkansas Pine Bluff 70-0 last week. Taylon Green specifically, he threw 2 touchdowns, 229 yards. He also ran 2 touchdowns, and then Jaquindon Jackson had 8 carries for 101 yards. But then again, they played Pine Bluff. I'm sure there's high school teams that can beat Pine Bluff, so I'm not impressed. Oklahoma State, let's see what they did. They played, was that South Dakota? Yeah, South Dakota State, and they won 44-20. That's not really that impressive, but Bowman threw 3 touchdowns. Gordon had 2 touchdowns on the ground, 104 yards. Oh yeah, this Stribling, this receiver for Oklahoma State, pretty good cat. He had 6 catches for 83 yards. Defense, they had a lot of tackles, so shout out them. But I want to pick Oklahoma State. I do, because I like Mike Gundy and I like Ollie Gordon. When I said Ollie Gordon is the best running back in the country, um, that may be a biased opinion, but it's just because I believe he is. A lot of people think he's in the conversation, but I honestly believe that he is. And if he played for a better team, everybody would probably say that he is. But my heart wants to say Oklahoma State, but my noggin knows better. Oklahoma State's a pretty good school in the Big 12. Arkansas is a bottom of the barrel SEC school. But when I look at their level of competition and who they play, Arkansas's got the tougher schedule. Arkansas plays tougher opponents, and I think Arkansas will be the tougher team on Saturday. So I'm picking Arkansas over Oklahoma State 27-23. I don't know if I said what the Texas Michigan score was going to be, so forgive me. I'm picking Texas over Michigan 32-20. I'm picking Arkansas over Oklahoma State 27-23. And I'm picking, Tennessee versus NC State. I'm excited about this game. I don't think it's going to be a good game, but I'm excited to see heard a lot of hype about this dude, Tennessee's quarterback. They played Chattanooga 169-3. Then again, it's Chattanooga. I don't think they're that good. Nico Iamaleava. Nico Iamaleava. 22 of 28, 314, and 3 touchdowns. Dylan Sampson had 12 carries, 124 yards, 3 touchdowns. Dante Thornton had 3 catches, 105 yards, 2 touchdowns. Pretty good offensively, even though they played a school that never heard of before. Um, but they got good numbers. And I know I just got through saying Arkansas played a nobody and their stats mean nothing, but Tennessee played a nobody and I'm saying their stats mean something. But I'm only saying that because Tennessee is actually a decent school, a decent program. And I think in November, whenever we're nearing the end of the college football season, I think Arkansas is going to be uh, without a head coach. And I think Arkansas will be ready for basketball season. Meanwhile, I think Tennessee will be somewhere between number 1 and number 15 um, in the top 25. I think they'll be anywhere between 1 and 15, depending on if they can stay healthy and if they can play, 4 quarters of defense. And I don't think that's a bad choice, honestly. I think I would support that decision. I think Tennessee, I think there's going to be quite a few SEC schools in the mix. I think Texas, Georgia, Alabama, um, Tennessee, I just said them. But I think the dark horse is Missouri. I think Missouri, they had a great year last year. Um, kind of under the radar, though, honestly, because nobody was talking about them. And this year, I think they're going to be a pretty scrappy team. Anyways, let's go see what NC State has to offer. I know they got that receiver who went off the other day, but what else do they have to offer? Grayson McCall, 26 of 40, 318, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Jordan Waters, 20 carries, 123 yards, 2 touchdowns. Kevin Concepcion, 9 receptions, 121 yards, 3 touchdowns. Pretty decent offense, but they played Western Carolina. They might be a pretty good team, Western Carolina. I don't know, never heard of them before. But NC State, they're a pretty good ACC school. They have been for at least the last few years since I've been keeping up with them. But just like with the game I went over before this, when you look at what these guys have and who these guys play, if you think it don't matter if they play in Tennessee or NC State or Mexico, NC State will not beat Tennessee this weekend. NC State is ranked 24. Tennessee's ranked 14. And after this weekend, NC State will not be in the top 25. Tennessee still might be sitting right there at 14, but NC State, there's not a chance that they'll win this game. If you're a betting man or a woman, uh, if you're in Texas, you got to drive over into Louisiana to make this happen. But download like DraftKings or FanDuel or Prize Picks or something of that nature, and make a bet. Make a bet that Tennessee beats NC State. However you need to do that, money line or spread, whatever you want to do, just make it happen and win you some money, because I am telling you to do that and I support that decision. And if you lose money, you can scrutinize me later and tell me I'm not a good gridiron Gilly. But I think I am a good gridiron Gilly, and I will continue being a good gridiron Gilly for the rest of college football season. I'm also going to talk about NFL games this year too. Dang, my hair's messed up. I just got through watching Baltimore and Kansas City. Came down to the wire. Um, I really didn't care who won because I got fantasy points out of it, so I'm happy. I had Lamar Jackson. He ran for a lot of yards. He threw a touchdown, so that's good for me. And then I had Xavier Worthy actually starting as a receiver, and he had 2 touchdowns, so he did good for me. So yeah, I'll be talking about NFL on here too, probably sometimes. but mostly college football because college football is most important. Um, in in um in the NFL, you can lose 8 or 9 games and still make the playoffs. If you lose 8 or 9 games in college football, your head coach is getting fired, and all your players are going to transfer to a better program. So that's why college football means more to me because it just means more in general. So that's all I'm gonna say about that. Um, if you stuck around for this long, 20 minutes and 30 something seconds, like and comment. Um, follow me at gridiron underscore Gilly. Follow my YouTube channel, Gridiron Gilly, and get the word out, man. Get me some followers. Um, give me some games to break down moving forward. I'll be doing this all season long. Um, the rest of the season, though, I'll do more in depth, more thorough ones. The only reason I didn't break this week's down that good, was because uh, I pretty much worked all week, and then whenever I got off work, I actually had a health scare that has had me down the last couple days. Had to go to the doctor, get everything checked out. I'm gonna have to go back. Actually tomorrow, so send one up to the capital G man up there. But I think I'll be fine. Um, but nonetheless, it is kind of stressful not knowing what's going on. But anyways, we're not here to talk about my health. We're here to talk about college football, and that's what's most important is college football. If I die today, college football moves on. So, anyways, I'll be doing this all year. Keep following me, keep liking my stuff, and keep giving me suggestions. Peace out, dogs.